full day flying via Sydney and 5 time zones back, we arrive in Perth, capital of Western Australia. For the first few days we're staying in South Perth, in Como. Como Waters is a purpose-built bed and breakfast. Our room has its own private little courtyard. From Como we get a ferry across the Swan River to Perth's modern city centre. Next to the ferry terminal in Perth is the Swan Bell Tower, which was Perth's Millennium project. On the viewing platform there's a carillon, which for a fee you can program to play a piece of music. I chose Mozart. This area is being turned into a marina in order to link the city centre more closely with the water. The main set of bells includes 12 bells from St Martin in the Fields in London. The old Supreme Court building, now a museum. St George's Anglican Cathedral dates from the 1880s. This sculpture group is called Footsteps in Time. This shopping street, based on an old City of London street, was built in the 1930s. The old Perth Mint is now a museum, but mainly a shop for selling gold items. The Catholic cathedral was started in the 1860s, but after 2 phases of modernisation and expansion, was only finally completed in 2009. The port for Perth is Fremantle, about 10 miles away at the mouth of the Swan River. You can get there by train or by boat. We're on Captain Cook cruises. The Swan River looks more like a lake round here. Quite a few cruise ships call into Fremantle every year, and today the luxury ship Silver Whisper is in. That's the Maritime Museum. Some of the 19th century buildings by the port have been restored. This one has a familiar name on it. Fremantle has many preserved heritage buildings from the 19th century, and Cappuccino Strip, as it's known, has many bars, restaurants and cafes. The railway station, from where we get our train back to Subiaco. Andy and Sue are taking us on a trip down south to their place at Dawesville near Mandurah, about 50 miles from Perth. Mandurah has been developed as a waterside resort with lots of cafes, restaurants and so on, and plenty of marina space. We're going on a boat trip around some of the waterways and canals. Some of the bridges and features have been designed to remind you of Venice. There are a lot of canal side houses, some of them very expensive looking indeed, all of them of course with their own little boat dock of one kind or another. Some of the more expensive and grander houses apparently are only visited by their owners for a week or two every year. This is Mandurah's Anzac War Memorial. Next day, driving another 100 miles or so further south to Margaret River. We stop off on the way to have a look round the Voyager winery before going on to have lunch at another winery at Lewin. The winery is immaculately kept and has a beautiful rose garden. The Margaret River Hotel, where we spent the night. Breakfast at the White Elephant Cafe. There are good surfing beaches nearby. Black swans, characteristic of Western Australia. Heading back up north, this is Mandurah. and this is Busselton. The Busselton Jetty is claimed to be the longest wooden structure in the Southern Hemisphere. Back in Perth now, and we're driving round some of the coastline north of Fremantle. This is Cottesloe Beach. City Beach. Scarborough Beach. Our last day, and we've come to Kings Park in Perth, which is absolutely huge, over 1,000 acres. Perth's War Memorial is here, and a ceremony had just been completed when we arrived. Great views over Perth from up here.